Hey everyone, good morning. It is Thursday, March 9th, 2017, and this is my quick Mortgage Nerd News update. We have a lot going on with the interest rates. Back from when Donald Trump spoke a few Tuesdays ago, all of this talk about the Feds increasing the federal funds rate. And then I want to point you guys to two different resources. I want you guys to have a chart so you can see what does a small shift in interest rate actually do to your mortgage payment. And then I want you guys to know that every Thursday I post to my business Facebook page, which is called The Mortgage Nerd, the current interest rate markets, because my philosophy is to be as transparent and informative. I want every single buyer out there to know what's going on with the rate market and how to get the best interest rate, because if I can help you learn that, then we can have a really successful mortgage closing. So let's jump in. A few Tuesdays ago, Donald Trump spoke to Congress and to the people, and you'll see here that this is when he actually spoke. And this is the chart of the mortgage bonds. This is not an interest rate chart. The reason why we're looking at the bond market is because, as I've said before, interest rates are inversely related to the bond market. What does that mean? Well, if you don't remember your freshman year economics classes, this is what it means. It means when the bond prices are trading at a higher point, then the mortgage interest rates are low because there's an inverse relationship. And when the bond prices are trading below, then interest rates are high because there's an inverse relationship. So here's what we're looking at. This is the bond market. You'll see that after Tuesday when Donald Trump spoke, it went. So the bond prices went down, which is what's caused the interest rates to go up just a teeny tiny bit. This chart is magnified. It's not as big as what you might think. So maybe an eighth of a point difference, which is 0.125, but there has been some movement. And what's important to note is that, yes, they're talking about increasing the federal funds rate, but please don't freak out. Remember, the federal funds rate has nothing to do with mortgage interest rates. Now, it might indirectly impact the mortgage rates, but the federal funds rate controls things like the credit card interest rates, your home equity lines of credits, your auto loans, personal loans, things like that. So when those increase, then the cost of you buying a car would increase, but it doesn't have anything to do with mortgage rates. So although you're going to be seeing that all over the news, don't freak out, because I actually think that this decrease in the bond market is already reflecting the anticipation of the Feds increasing the federal funds rate, because they've been talking about it for some time. So you also will notice that there's kind of a little bit of a trend here. So you see that the bond prices are a little bit high and then they come down. This is about a 2-week time span. I know you can't see the dates down here. And then the bonds come back up and then they come back down. They go back up, come back down. It's a little bit predictable right now. So hopefully in my next Mortgage Nerd News update to you guys, we start to see this line come back up. And again, when the line comes up, that means bond prices are a little bit higher and interest rates could be lower at that point in time. So that's good news. Now let's look at this chart. So this chart I want to show you is just to illustrate, and this is not, I have to disclose this is not a RESPA or TILA advertisement or anything like that. I'm just doing this for informative purposes. So that gets me compliant, hopefully. But the purchase price, I'm just estimating. I just want you guys to see this so that you can put the two together. So at a purchase price of $300,000, putting a 5% down payment, that basically means you're financing $285,000. If you have an interest rate of 4.5% and the interest rate goes from 4.5 to 4.3, that's going to change your payment about $21 a month. From the 4.3 to a 4.2, it's going to change it another $20 a month, and so on. And so what's important to note is that every small decrease or increase in the rate when financing about $280,000 over a 30-year term, your payment's going to fluctuate about $20 a month. Now, most of the time when I talk to clients, they think it's like hundreds of dollars, and it's not. It's $20, which is still important. We still always want the lowest interest rate, but I just want to be factual and show you this is what we're looking at. Now, if the loan amount was $150,000, then that change in payment is going to be way less. It could be around $12. On the flip side, if you're financing about $400,000, then it's going to be a lot more. It could be about $35 to $40. So it's really dependent on how much you're financing and what movement the rates have. So I just want you to be informed. And then again, lastly, because my philosophy is to be as transparent as possible, every single Thursday I post the going interest rates on my business Facebook page. So if you haven't liked the page or you haven't ever looked at it, just know that typically by noon on Thursdays, my business Facebook page is called The Mortgage Nerd. And this is what the market update looks like. It looks, it's got this blue background. And so what it does is it actually shows you a comparison from last week to this week with commentary from the economists so that you can get an idea of the interest rates compared to the prior week. It's really, really resourceful. So make sure you like the page. If you're in the market, make sure you call me. If you have any questions, let me know. But stay tuned to the next Mortgage Nerd News update, and hope you be in touch. Take care.